The storm outside LaGuardia Airport's Terminal C raged with unrelenting fury, sheets of icy rain lashing the massive glass walls as thunder growled in the distance. Inside, the air was thick with the chaos of stranded travelers, their voices a cacophony of frustration and exhaustion. At 3:47 a.m., the terminal pulsed with a restless energy, a pressure cooker of delayed flights and frayed tempers. Officer Elena Torres, a 7-year veteran of the Port Authority Police K-9 unit, stood at the edge of the customs area, her dark eyes scanning the crowd. Her partner, a sleek German shepherd named Blitz, sat alert at her side, his amber eyes locked on the sea of faces streaming past. The storm had grounded half the flights out of New York, and the heightened security alerts from Interpol only added to the tension. Something big was moving through the East Coast tonight, and Elena's gut told her it was closer than anyone realized. "Stay sharp, Blitz," she murmured, her voice barely audible over the din of announcements and rolling suitcases. The dog's ears flicked, his body taut with focus. Elena adjusted her Navy K-9 unit jacket, the weight of her SARE VYC weapon a familiar comfort against her hip. Her radio crackled, cutting through the noise. "Torres, we need a sweep at Gate D12. Qatar Airways flight just landed. Heavy VIP presence. Possible red flag from Southeast Asia." Elena's pulse quickened. She tapped her mic. "Copy. K-9 unit en route." As they moved through the terminal, Elena's mind raced. The briefing from her Super VY SOAR, Captain Hargrove, had been grim. Credible intelligence suggested a major wildlife trafficking operation was funneling endangered species through a U.S. hub. The traffickers were sophisticated, using diplomatic cover and cutting-edge concealment tech to evade detection. Diplomatic pouches, high-end luggage, anything from Central Africa or Southeast Asia, those were the targets. But the State Department was breathing down their necks, warning of diplomatic fallout if they pushed too hard. Elena's jaw tightened. Blitz didn't care about politics, and neither did she when lives, human or animal, were on the line. The international arrivals area was a zoo, even at this hour. First-class passengers from the Qatar flight emerged, their tailored suits and designer luggage a stark contrast to the weary masses behind them. Blitz moved with disciplined precision, his nose low, weaving through the crowd as Elena followed his lead. Then, without warning, he froze. His shoulders stiffened, ears snapping forward, his entire body radiating intensity. Elena's heart skipped. She knew that look. Blitz had caught a scent. "Easy, boy," she whispered, scanning the crowd. His focus zeroed in on a sleek, charcoal-gray suitcase at the premium luggage carousel. The bag was a work of art hand-stitched leather, embossed with a subtle French designer's logo, its polished surface reflecting the terminal's harsh lights. Standing nearby was its owner, a man in his late 40s, impeccably dressed in a charcoal suit that screamed wealth. He clutched a diplomatic passport, his posture relaxed but his eyes darting, betraying a flicker of unease. Elena approached, her tone calm but firm. "Sir, I'm Officer Torres with Port Authority Police. Could you step aside with your luggage for a moment?" The man looked up, his face a mask of practiced composure. "Is there an issue, officer?" His voice carried a faint British accent, polished and precise. "Just a routine check," Elena replied, watching Blitz. The dog's growl was low, almost inaudible, but his eyes never left the suitcase. The man's smile tightened. "I'm Dr. Khalid Reza, diplomatic envoy. My luggage is protected under international law." Blitz's VY were escalated. His growl deepened, his hackles rising as he lunged toward the suitcase, teeth bared. Elena's command was instantaneous. "Blitz, heel!" But the dog's focus was unbreakable, his body trembling with instinct. Travelers nearby froze, some reaching for their phones to record. Dr. Reza's composure cracked. "Control your animal. This is an outrage." Before Elena could respond, Blitz did the unthinkable. With a burst of speed, he sank his teeth into the suitcase, ripping through the leather with a ferocity that stunned her. The crowd gasped as the bag hit the floor. Blitz's jaws locked onto it, a low snarl rumbling from his chest. "Blitz, release!" Elena's voice cut through the chaos. To her relief, he obeyed, but he positioned himself between the suitcase and Reza, his stance protective. The leather was torn, revealing something odd beneath puncture marks that didn't penetrate as deeply as they should have, hinting at a reinforced lining. Captain Hargrove pushed through the crowd, his face a storm cloud. "Torres, stand down. This is a diplomatic pouch. You know the rules." "With respect, sir, Blitz is GIVYing a hard alert," Elena said, her voice steady but urgent. She pointed to the suitcase. "Those punctures theory, not normal. There's something inside." Reza's indignation surged. "This is a violation of international law. I demand to speak to your superior." Hargrove hesitated, but Elena pressed. "Sir, I need to see the diplomatic courier paperwork for this item." "Standard procedure." A flicker of panic crossed Reza's face, quickly masked. "Surely that's unnecessary. My credentials are in order." As Hargrove pulled Reza aside to verify his credentials, Elena's mind flashed back to her first day with Blitz. 5 years ago, at the Port Authority K-9 Training Center, she'd been a fresh transfer from the NYPD, carrying the scars of a botched undercover op that had cost her partner's life. The kennels were a riot of barking dogs, but one cage was silent. Inside, a young German shepherd watched her with piercing eyes, his intensity almost unnerving. "That's Blitz," the trainer had said. 2 years old, top detection scores, but he's burned through 2 handlers. "Too stubborn," they said. Elena had knelt, meeting his gaze. "You're not stubborn," she'd whispered. "You just know what you're doing." Blitz had stepped forward, pressing his nose to her hand, and in that moment, she knew they were a team. Her radio snapped her back to the present. "Torres, Diplomatic Security Ser VYCS, has no record of DR. Khalid Reza in their system. Credentials are inconclusive." Hargrove's expression darkened as he relayed the news. "State Department confirms no diplomatic meeting scheduled for a Khalid Reza today." Elena's hand hovered near her weapon. "Sir, we need to detain him." Reza's diplomatic facade shattered. "This is absurd. I won't be harassed by airport security." In the screening room, tension crackled like static. The X-ray tech ran the suitcase through the scanner, frowning at the monitor. "This doesn't add up. It's not just Clinthier's nothing. Like the contents are in VY Cybele." He pointed to dark patches on the screen. "These shadows shouldn't be there. Something's blocking the scan." Elena glanced at Blitz, who sat rigidly, eyes locked on the suitcase. "He's not wrong," she said. "Whatever's in there, it's shielded." As they debated, a commotion erupted outside. Through the one-way glass, Elena saw Reza slip toward a side exit, using the chaos to his advantage. "Suspects MOVYing," she shouted, bolting after him. "Blitz, stay." She chased Reza through a Ser VYC corridor, her boots pounding against concrete. He moved with a predator's grace, VYing a maintenance cart into her path. Elena vaulted it, her breath burning as she closed the gap. "Stop! Airport police." Reza glanced back, his eyes cold, and pulled a small VYC from his jacket. "This is Viper," he hissed into it. "Compromised. Initiate fallback." Back in the screening room, the bomb squad tech widened the tier Blitz had made, revealing a layer of metallic mesh. "Tungsten-infused fabric," he said, awed. "Military grade, designed to block imaging." With specialized tools, he breached the lining, and the room fell silent. Inside were dozens of climate-controlled compartments, each housing a sedated creature-rare reptiles, VY Brant amphibians, and tiny feathered birds. LED indicators blinked, monitoring oxygen and humidity with surgical precision. A wildlife expert, Dr. Maya Lin, gasped. "These are Cozumel emerald lizards, maybe 50 left in the wild. And these are crowned parrots, functionally extinct. This is worth millions." The tech uncovered a false bottom, revealing forged documents, passports, permits, all flawless, and a lead line container holding VYALS of clear liquid. Biotoxin, the hazmat specialist warned. Likely extracted from those poison dart frogs. Lethal in micrograms. A junior officer burst in, tablet in hand. Interpol just flagged Reza as an alias for Farid Hassan, aka the broker. He's tied to a global trafficking ring MOVY in endangered species and bioweapons. Elena's pursuit led to the vehicle Sayre VYC base, where Reza sprinted toward an idling fuel truck. He drew a compact, firearm composite, undetectable by metal scanners. "Stay back, officer," he shouted, firing a shot that sparked off the concrete. Elena dove behind a luggage cart, her heart pounding. "Shots fired," she reported. "Armed suspect in Sayre VYC Bay C." Reza's voice was icy. "You have no idea who you're dealing with. This cargo is worth more than your life." A blur of fur exploded through the doorway. Blitz, ignoring Elena's earlier command, launched at Reza, clamping onto his weapon arm. The gun skittered across the floor as Reza screamed, collapsing under the dog's weight. "Blitz, hold!" Elena rushed forward, cuffing Reza's wrists as backup flooded the area. "You're done, Hassan," she said, securing him. His phone, dropped in the struggle, lit up with a message, "Extraction team ready. Confirm package." Elena's blood ran cold. He wasn't alone. Hours later, in a makeshift wildlife care center, veterinarians tended to the rescued animals. "Dr." Lynn approached Elena, her face grim but hopeful. These creatures were headed for black market collectors. Without Blitz, they'd be gone. Homeland Security Agent Carter joined them, scrolling through a tablet. Hassan's talking. His network spans 4 continents, MOVYing species and toxins for private labs and collectors. This bust could cripple them. He glanced at Blitz. "Your dog's a game changer." Captain Hargrove handed Elena a commendation. "You and Blitz just rewrote the book on trafficking enforcement." Through the glass, Elena watched a tiny Cozumel lizard stir, its scales glinting like emeralds. "What's next for them?" she asked. "Dr." Lynn smiled. "Conservation sanctuaries, maybe rewilding for some. They'll live because of you." As dawn broke, the storm had passed, Leah VYing a crisp, golden sky. Elena and Blitz walked to their patrol car, the terminal buzzing with whispers of the K-9 who'd cracked an international ring. A boy approached, eyes wide. "Is he a hero?" Elena knelt, smiling. "He's the best partner I've got." Blitz's tail wagged, his eyes meeting hers with that unspoken bond trust, instinct, purpose. She scratched his ears. "Let's get you a steak, hero." As they drove off, Elena knew this was just the beginning. The broker's network was vast, and somewhere out there, his allies were regrouping. But with Blitz by her side, she was ready for whatever came next.